Flosstube. This is Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher. I'm back for another cross stitching update. It's been a few weeks since my last video. It's been quite a few 2 weeks. I hope all of you are doing well and that you have been able to get all the stitching and crafting time that you've wanted the last couple of weeks. And I do have a few things to share with you today, though not as many as you would think I would have after 2 weeks. So I will start with my little finish that I have, because I do have one finish. And I forgot the chart downstairs, along with my iPad. Are we surprised? No, I always forget my iPad lately. I don't know what my deal is. Anyways, my finish is from the new releases from Brenda Gervais, which is With Thy Needle and Thread Autumn Trio. It's the third segment in her seasonal series of the 3 pillows. I started with the little owl pillow. I started this shortly after my last video, and I just worked on it until it was done. I just had so much fun stitching this little guy. I love the colors, the charts. I love Brenda Gervais charts. They're so easy to read. And it was just one of those where it's like, I don't want to think. I just want to enjoy. And I did enjoy. Now, I did change the fabric that this is stitched on. It's called for 36 count creme brulee from R&R. And I changed mine to 40 count winter brew from R&R. I used all of the called for colors except these 3 quilt blocks up at the top. The called for color is Toffee from Gentle Art, and I did not have it, so I subbed with Classic Colorworks Sassy Brass. I have this fabric all downstairs ready to go for the next one. Look at the cute little mushrooms. It's just adorable, and the colors are perfection. We are absolutely in fall right now. It is officially the fall. First day of fall was yesterday or the day before the fall equinox, but our leaves are changing. They are getting yellow and gold and orange, and I am loving it. It is sweater weather. And I'm really happy to have it here, though I am sad to say goodbye to the summer, because now I know I'm settling in for like 7 months of cold. But I just loved every stitch of this one, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to do next. Maybe the one with the little fox. So there is my finish, start and finish. I did work on a few WIPS. Where's my board? One of those WIPS that I pulled out was Halloween Sampler from Teresa Kogut. I just was thinking about this one for a while, and I was like, well, since I'm thinking about it, let's pull it out and work on it. I didn't do a lot. I just burn out really easily on this project. Here is what it looks like now. I'm stitching this on 40 count Dead Sea Scroll from Seraphim Fabrics. So what did I do? Okay, I did this cat. He was mostly done. Yeah, he was like halfway done. So I finished his top half and his lantern. And then I did this black flower stem and filled in this flower, and I extended the border down. And then I burned out because it's so much black. It's so cute though. I'm just going back and forth on what I want to do with this one because it's so big. And I don't necessarily love the bottom section. very bottom section with the cat in the house. So my thought was maybe I would do, I'll go in there. I would finish Halloween and do the row of witches and then just bring the border underneath that and just omit that bottom section. I'm probably going to go that way just because it makes it feel more achievable and I don't necessarily care to have that big bottom seam stitch on it, but I don't know. Nothing is being decided for sure right now because obviously there's a long ways to go before I get to that point. So there's that one. I think I only worked on it for an afternoon. Okay, and another WIP that I worked on is Hands Across the Sea, Anne Morrison. I pulled her out and I was like, I think I told several people too. I was like, she's staying out until she's done. She's almost done. Here's what she looks like right now. I pulled her out and I was like, all there's left is alphabets. Like, how much longer can it take? And it turns out a lot longer. So I finished, I did this whole border at the top. I did this border. I finished this alphabet and these two borders. I extended this border and then I finished this whole alphabet across. I might have done 1 or 2 letters here and a few numbers here. And then I had this border all the way across and then realized that I had made like 1, 2, 3 counting errors. So I had to rip it all out and I started re-putting it back in and that's when I burned out. So that's why it's not finished on that border. So someday she will be done. It's just the alphabets left. This alphabet is really intense though. There's a lot of back stitching in this alphabet. So I just always underestimate how much stitching I have left on this one for some reason. She's deceiving in her amount of stitches. So that is Anne. Oh gosh. And I have another Hands Across the Sea WIP that I worked on, and her book happens to be right here, which is Jessie Challenor. I'm stitching her in the muted colorway. I did a good chunk on Jessie. I really wanted to get one of these birds done. I think I had her out for a week or more. I have not gotten much stitching time lately. Life has been lifing. But anyways, this is what she looks like now. Last time you saw her, I had like just a teeny bit of this bird in. So I did the entire bird and this chunk of leaves all around the bird. And yes, it took a week just to do that because the amount of color changes is insane. I mean, it's okay because I think the effect is beautiful. It gives a very kind of watercolor effect and I love that. But it takes a lot longer to get through a small area when you're doing 4 stitches here, 5 stitches there, 6 stitches there, constantly changing colors like that. But it is really beautiful. And I'm excited to have it on the wall someday because I think the colors will look gorgeous on my walls. It's just going to take me a while because I can only do it in spurts because it gets tiring. I didn't even finish. I think there's a little bit of leaf right here I still need to do to finish this leaf section. And I was like, I'm done with you. So next time I'll finish that leaf and then I'd like to finish this flower and the pot that comes down next. There's also like a bunch of little motifs kind of scattered throughout. Like you can see there's little kind of motifs like that. There's a few more. I mean, This sampler, like every inch has stitching in it. And so it's just a lot of stitching. Like, while it doesn't look like a humongous sampler, it's very dense stitching. But she's so pretty. I love these flowers. Gorgeous. Okay. And then for like approximately 1 day, maybe 2, I worked on Stay True, which is the Brenda Gervais exclusive for the Amana Farm Girl Retreat that I went to earlier this year. Like I said, I only stitched like one evening. I think it was one evening on this because it was the evening before I went to work, and I did work this past weekend. And I can just plan on never getting much stitching done when I'm working because I get so exhausted. But I did get some done. I'm stitching this on, oh, I forgot to say what my other 2 things are stitched on. It's okay. This is being stitched on 40 count old sheep from XG Designs. The called for was 36 count Winter Brew from R&R, but I knew I wanted it to be on a 40. This is all border I have to rip out. So I just ripped out a little bit more and restitched it how it was supposed to be. And I added this and these leaves, and I basically added this whole motif here with the bee skeps and the bees and these little tedious doodads. I added some letters. Oh, I finished this deer too. And I started on this plant that's right here. So I didn't get a ton done, but a little bit is a little bit. I was motivated to pull this out after I watched Michelle Rudy, who is Farm Girl Dry Goods. She posted a YouTube, like a Flosstube video, and it's been a while. So I immediately was watching it, and she's gotten so much done on hers, and it's beautiful. And it made me want to stitch on mine. So I pulled her out and then just didn't get a lot done. Didn't get a lot of time, but it's so pretty and I love it. That is all the WIPs I worked on. I did have another new start. It's a PDF chart, and I didn't bring my iPad, but I wouldn't show the cover of it anyways, simply because it's a gift. And occasionally the receiver of this gift catches some of my videos. So I don't want to spoil anything, but I am stitching a wedding sampler for my husband's baby sister who's getting married in November. And so I will show this little start of it, and then I probably won't show it again until it's done, just because I want it to remain a surprise. So here's your little glimpse of it. I'm stitching it on 32 count Bramble from Picture This Plus with all the called for DMC. I can't remember the last time I stitched with 2 strands. So that has been weird to get used to. I feel like I'm blowing through floss. Like I'm using an obscene amount of floss, it feels like, to do these stitches. It feels different. So this is what it's looking like so far. It's very pretty. I think it's a Ukrainian designer who I got the chart from on Etsy, and it's going to be really pretty, and I hope she loves it. But this is all you'll see of it until it's finished. And that is everything that I worked on in 2 weeks. It's been a really crazy few weeks. I do have a little bit of haul though. I placed an order with Fat Quarter Shop because I wanted another mini charm pack of Home Sweet Haunt. And I also wanted another mini charm pack of the new Blackbird Designs fabric, Wild Orchid. And then I also got some yardage of 2 different colors of the Wild Orchid fabric. And then Carrie, who is Tiger Lily Stitches, has a video tutorial out where she shows how she does her quilted project bags, but she uses like a interface. She sews the blocks directly on interfacing, and I've never done that, and it looks really easier than how I've been doing them by piecing them. I think it's this interfacing that she used in her video. So I got 2 different kinds to try. This one feels more flexible, because the one she used called for featherweight, but it's not like called featherweight anymore. This one's called sheer weight. I don't know the difference. So I just got both because they were cheap, and I'll figure out which one to use when I attempt that. And so I think that's all I got in my Fat Quarter Shop order. I also bought a bunch of silks from the thread shop she's going out of business. So she had some of her silks on a really good deal, and I decided to, so Audrey of Stitch Bead is starting Sarah Stewart Hardman for her birthday in October. And I love this chart, and I thought maybe I will also start it. And the called for threads are Tudor silks or cotton overdyes. And I said, well, I've never used Tudor silks, so that could be fun to try. And I knew the thread shop lady was getting rid of a bunch of her Tudor silks, and so I thought, well, now's the time to try if I can get them for a really good price. She only ended up having about half of the silks that I needed for this chart. So I did have to get some from Needle in a Haystack and some from Hobby House, because neither of them had all the ones I needed. And I still ended up missing one. So I do have it kitted with all of the Tudor silks, and I've never stitched with them, but they look very thin. So I don't know if they're ones you can use on 46 count, or if you have to use like a 56 count for them. People with more experience using Tudor silks, leave me all your tips below what count they look best on. The idea of starting such a big project on 56 is a little bit daunting, but if they aren't going to look good on 46, if they'll be too thin, then obviously don't really have a choice. But let me know what you think. This just reminds me I missed 2 WIPs. So we'll go back and do my 2 WIPs I missed when we finish here. So since I had to find some of the ones I was missing through Hobby House, I also, what else did I get at Hobby House? I also grabbed this chart, Salem Mini Moon from Plum Street Samplers. I love this little one. I only was missing 1 or 2 colors, so I also got the 1 or 2 colors I was missing. So that one's kitted and ready to stitch next month. And then I also was watching the Addicts video where they talk about Sampler Symposium for January. And they showed this stitched piece, a Mary Ellen Turner from Fox and Rabbit. And they showed the stitched framed piece, and it was gorgeous. It's so just like pale and muted and beautiful, and I loved it. And it is stitched in Belle Soie, and I have quite a large Belle Soie collection now. So I went upstairs and I pulled all the ones that I had that were called for, and I was only missing, I think, 4. So I added those to my thread shop order where I got the Tudor silks, and she happened to have all the ones that I was missing. So I have it fully kitted with all the beautiful Belle Soie, which is really exciting. It's stitched on 40 count white clay. I don't have any white clay, so I'll have to think about what fabric to stitch it on, but I was so excited that I had almost all the Belle Soie in my stash. So, oh, what was that? Sorry. So that's all kitted up and ready to go, and I'm really excited. I also bought a 50 pack of my favorite needles ever, which is the 28 count Colonial Petites. I get them from Sassy to Stitch. Got a 50 pack, so I'm good on needles for a while. I tried using one of my Bowen, which were my favorite needles before, and it felt so humongous. I was like, this needle's huge, because I've been exclusively stitching with the Colonial Petites. So I just made sure to get some more to have in stash. Okay, the 2 WIPs I forgot to show. Let's get those out. I stitched a bit on my 56 count sampler, which is Elizabeth Poindexter from Hands Across the Sea. I'm stitching it on 56 count light hazelnut from X Jude Designs with Veriswa 103 in the color 773. And this is what it looks like. What did I do on it? Oh, did I already get rid of my board? I'm jumping the gun here. Okay. I think I only worked on this for an afternoon, maybe 2. Probably just 1 though. So I extended the border all the way down. I did this border across. I did all of these. These are letters, and then these are like weird little motifs. I extended this border all the way over and did that letter, and then this border all the way over and did all these letters. And then I finished these 4 letters here at the end here. I also made a mistake. Yes, I had more letters done here, and then I realized I'd only done 1 P. So I had to rip out the 3 letters I'd done here, and ripping out on 56 count is not the funnest. But it's all correct now, and it's just so cute and tiny. I love the way Audrey's is finished. She stitched it on this teeny one, and it's a teeny little pillow with black ruched ribbon all around the edge, and I definitely want to finish it that way too. So cute. Okay, and my last WIP is a new start. I had some on the counter and some on the floor, and I just totally spaced them. Okay. My new start is Seeking Refuge from the Scarlet House. I kitted this quite a while ago with a conversion to silk from my own stash. I have all the silks here. Some of them I'm like not sure, so it's like I don't know if I'll use all of these or not. The fabric I pulled to start this on is 40 count Sleeping Bear. I'm pretty sure it's Sleeping Bear from Needle and Flax. Okay. And I started in the upper right corner, and I don't know why I did that. I'm normally a bottom starter, but it kind of made it a little difficult to count off. So I made sure I did enough border off where I could count down to this flower and then get to the roof. The green in those grass diamonds is so beautiful. It is Gloriana number 277 Iguana Green. Oh, so pretty. This fabric is a joy to stitch on. I started this as part of a sal, an intentional sal, on the 11th of September, along with many others who have started projects from the Scarlet House. There is a hashtag, Scarlet House CK Sal, if you'd like to use it and join. We were all starting them in remembrance of Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated on September 10th. So I don't know when I'll pull this one out again. I hope to pull it out again in the next few weeks. I'm kind of just in a weird slump. I don't want to stitch on anything. So I don't know what I'm going to work on in the next week. Oh, but that's all my WIPS. Okay, I showed you my haul. We did WIPS, we did haul. That could go over here. Oh, another haul. Okay, I got a birthday gift in the mail from my friend Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher. She made me this beautiful tote out of Bee Garden. Oh, who does Bee Garden? My fabric's up there, I can't see. I can't remember who does Bee Garden, but it's so beautiful. And the inside, look how pretty. And look at these great straps. I love the straps. It's so beautiful. She did a fabulous job. I love it so much. Thank you, Jessica. I can't wait to use it. Okay. Life. And I forgot my iPad. Hopefully I can remember the shows that I've watched because I have watched some really good ones. All right. I really can't remember what I did a week ago. I did not film last week. Wasn't in a good headspace to do it. It's okay. I'm feeling better today. I'm feeling better the last few days. But there's been a lot of sad, horrible things happening in the world, and I just couldn't deal. So I don't want to get into any of it. Most of you probably already know. But so I've kind of just been going day by day, taking it every day. And then I also worked this past weekend, and it was really, really, really busy. Really busy. Couldn't breathe through the whole thing. It's just like, can't eat, can't breathe. There's no time. Just running constantly. And that's okay. I'd rather it be busy at work than be bored and not know what to do with myself. But it does kind of like affect you after a bit, just being so chaotic in life and all that stuff. Then my dad surprised us with a visit. He had told me a couple of weeks ago that he was going to come and stay with us for a few days, which was really great. We hadn't seen him in about 4 years. And so I was happy to have him come visit. He got here on Sunday afternoon. I was at work, so he was here at the house for a few hours while I was finishing at work. And he stayed with us until this morning. He left this morning. So he stayed with us for a couple of days, and it was a lot of fun. He just played with the kids, and we watched a lot of football, and we ate some good food, and we shopped at Costco. But it was a lot of fun. The kids were very sad to see him go this morning, and he was able to come with us to go watch Brody at her dance class for a little bit this morning. And yeah, now he's gone, and we're all a little bit sad, but it was a really great time to have him come visit. The kids all stayed home from school yesterday so that we could just play and hang out. And they're all back to school today and back to normal life today. Oh, that's the other thing that happened last weekend. Brody stepped out of bed. My 4-year-old stepped out of bed and tweaked her knee. Both of my girls have hypermobility, so they have really hyperextended loose joints. They've always struggled with like sore knees, sore ankles. That's why we do dance, because it's really good for strengthening those joints and those muscles. And Parker, my middle daughter, has had way fewer instances of pain in those areas since being in dance, and she's got really strong joints now. But my 4-year-old is struggling with really loose joints, and she very easily hyperextends her knees especially. And so it's just what happened. So we had to miss dance in school, and she couldn't walk, she couldn't put any weight on her knee, and so we just iced it and stayed home. And I actually did take her to the doctor just to double check she didn't injure anything severely, and he said it all looked good, just sore probably. So we did miss dance and all of our things last week, which was a bummer, but she went back today, and she was very happy to be back today. I know there was something else that we did. I just cannot remember. Oh, I went to one of our theaters, like not movie theaters, like a performing theaters, the one that actually my daughters perform at every year for dance, had it was called Twilight, the film Twilight, with a live orchestra in a sea of 1,000 candles. And so it was the movie, they played the movie on the big screen behind, the orchestra was kind of underneath it, and they played all the music of the movie, and there was like these lit candles like everywhere. It was so fun. It was so much fun. I went with my mom and my little sister, and we went to dinner, Italian before, of course. Her name is Bella. So we went to dinner and then we went to the show, and it was such a great time. My mom was convinced there was going to be like nobody there, and me and my sister was like, are you serious? It's Twilight. And we were right. It was packed to the gills, even up in the balcony. And they had all this merch, so we bought matching shirts and car fresheners, and oh my gosh, it was so fun. It was a really, really great time. I would highly recommend you go if you have the opportunity. So this weekend I do have some fun plans coming up on Saturday. So 2 of my mom friends, I've gotten them into cross stitching, and they've taken off with it. It is so much fun. I feel like a mother bird and her little babies are leaving the nest. And one of them has finished a couple things already, and the other one is getting very close on her first finish, and it's so much fun. I love when they send me their updates of look what I'm doing, because I'm still very much excited about cross stitch, and I love it so much. And everybody should have the good word of cross stitch in their lives. So the one mom friend said that there is a book fair happening in Salt Lake on Saturday, and it's called the Smut-tastic Book Fair. And we read a lot of the same books. That's how we got to be friends, other than our daughters are all besties. But we read all the same books, and she was like, can we all go to this? So we got tickets. Tickets were free, but we got tickets, and we are going to go to Salt Lake, a day trip on Saturday. We're going to go to this book fair. But first, we are going to stop in Ogden and go to Shepherd's Bush, because they have never been, and I'm dying to take them. And also, I really love Shepherd's Bush. So we're going to stop at Shepherd's Bush right when they open and do some shopping and eat lunch, and then head further down into Salt Lake to go to the book fair. I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun. My one friend's like, I hope I can find, something to stitch, when I finish this Halloween one. I want something, for the next season. And I was like, girl, you don't even know. You don't even know what you're in for. I think the problem is not if you're going to find something to stitch. The problem is how many things are you going to come home with that you can't have time to stitch all of them. I said, you'll learn, baby. You'll learn. So we're very excited to go for our girls' day. That's going to be super fun. Okay. That's enough of life. Shows. I have watched a few shows. We watched a scary movie on Netflix. It's a Netflix movie called Apostle, and it had Michael Sheen and Dan Stevens. I love both of them. It was basically like this guy's sister was it was based in like older times, like I want to say it was like 1940s, maybe even earlier, probably earlier. But anyways, this man's sister was taken by this cult and being held for ransom. So he snuck onto their little island that they live at to find her and free her. And when he got to the island, he was learning like what is the actual deal with this cult and the weird things going on the island. It was really good. There was a lot of moments where I was like, oh, I don't like seeing like torture-y things. Don't like that at all. But I thought Dan Stevens was fabulous. I just really love him. And why do we still have bees flying around here? Don't they know? It's cold now. Anyways, so we had a good time watching that. Very creepy. And then we also started Oh, I finished Virgin River. You guys, can you believe I finished Virgin River after like being a brat about it not that long ago? I kept going and it's just so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. That place, I compared it to Grey's Anatomy in the woods. Because just like the most ridiculous things keep happening. But you keep watching. There are 6 seasons out. And of course, season 6 just left you on the ultimate cliffhanger. Really annoying. I don't even know when the next season is coming out. I hope it's soon. But it was good. The last season was great. It was mainly focused on like one thing, one overall theme, but it was good. I really liked it. And I have been sad that I don't have it to watch anymore. And then we've been watching a ton of football. So much football. But it's fine. I love watching football. So I don't really have like a lot of other shows that we've been watching because of football, but we did start a new, it's not new. It's on Prime. It's called The Transit List with Chris Pratt and Taylor Kitsch. Kitsch. I'm not sure. And basically about a Navy SEAL whose team was killed in action and he was the only survivor. And then there's like some sinister things going on behind the scenes. They have a new season or like offshoot of it going on right now called Dark Wolf, and it's getting really great reviews. So I thought we were going to start at the beginning with the first installment. And I'm glad we did. It's been really, really good. I can't wait to watch another episode of it tonight. That is all the shows really I can think of. I know we watched the Charlie Sheen documentary on Netflix. It was very interesting. There's a lot that I did not know about Charlie Sheen. He looks really good now. He looks like he's doing well and healthy. Because I know for a while that was not the case. But I thought the documentary was very interesting. I know there was another movie that we watched, but for the life of me, I can't remember. And I, of course, forgot my iPad. So sorry, that's annoying of me. But I really think that's all I have to show. As far as plans for stitching, I have no idea. I have no idea what to stitch on. I think I'd like to get Elizabeth Dinsdale back out since she was my birthday start and stitch on her some more just because it's still September. So maybe I'll pull that out today. What does she look like? I can't remember what she looks like. I've only stitched on her the one time I started her. Oh, she's pretty. So maybe I'll work on her today. I also want to start the second pillow in the Autumn Trio. What's in the Autumn Trio? I also, there was one I thought about starting. I can't remember. It'll be a surprise for you too, as well as me. Anyways, I feel like I rambled a lot in this video. If you are struggling the last few weeks with the same feelings that I'm feeling, just kind of an overall theme of sadness and hopelessness, know that I'm thinking about you, I'm praying for you, and I love you. And I'll see you all next week. Bye.